Trent Bradshaw, Brandon Rogers. We're Bradshaw Rogers Financial Partners. Mind your money, market update. Today is March the 11th, 2023. And just wanted to bring you some key features and key points that we're looking at in regards to the overall market and what we're doing with the portfolios at this point. Obviously, we're going to touch on interest rates. We always do. It's that important. We're also going to touch on looking at reallocations coming up here in a couple weeks. All right, let's jump right in. Last Friday, we ended up getting employment numbers that, or the unemployment rate went from 3.7 back to 3.9%. That's exactly what the Federal Reserve is looking at and allowing to happen in order to give them the fuel to basically start cutting rates as we move forward. I checked the CME probability and it looks like the June timeframe still remains the first opportunity for those rate cuts. Roughly about a little more than 50% chance that we'll get a rate cut in June, and obviously it gets a little bit more significant as we move forward. But still, going into the end of the year, we're looking at about 1 percentage point of interest rate cuts all the way through the December timeframe. Obviously, we have a big event happening in November, which is the elections. We've talked about not letting political thoughts or political bias get in your way of making investment decisions, because it really doesn't impact, the long term and how things work.
Also, too, with that, the presentation we did is going to be released as well that has a lot of good information on historicals of election, how it works. What are we seeing in the year of an election, which obviously is where we're here now. So definitely check that video out if you haven't seen it or weren't able to attend that lunch and learn we did.
Yeah, definitely check that out. But with the unemployment rate going from 3.7 to 3.9, like I said, the Fed's got exactly what they need to potentially start cutting rates as we move forward. That pours more liquidity back into the system. You can look at the correlations over time. If there's more liquidity in the system, the market normally goes up. We are very biased towards the large cap and technology sectors at this point because, again, they don't need to borrow money. Interest rates are not that big of a factor when you're talking about the larger companies. When we start to see the Fed cutting rates, then small caps, mid caps, and of course international potentially will come back into the portfolio. But as of right now, not so much. Yeah. So talk a little bit about reallocations and what we foresee based on where we're at right now.
Yeah, when you look at the market as a whole, we were just talking about this earlier, is that technology stocks really had a good year last year, and now you're seeing the S&P and the Dow trying to catch up to it. The Dow Jones being made up of mainly dividend-paying companies, right? So you're going to see probably some good increases on those stocks towards the second half of the year when the Fed actually does start cutting rates, right? So we're continually focus on that, but again, that's why we're still there as far as large cap technology in the portfolio. So none of that's really changed. Don't really foresee it changing this year from that end. But like you mentioned, if things do change, small cap, mid cap companies come back in favor, and we will add those in as we see fit.
Well, a large part of that technology rally that we've seen just in this year too, and some of the large caps, been wrapped around artificial intelligence. Oh, yeah. And it's a big deal. There's no doubt about it. It's almost like a new version of technology similar to when the internet came about. And it's only going to become greater and greater as we move forward. But we've also got to be careful with the expectations. It can get a little out of hand at some points.
Also, too, I saw a good comparison with this and the tech bubble, right, in the 2000s, which was a horrible time frame.
Absolutely.
But this is not like that whatsoever, really, just because you got more established companies now versus what technology looked like back then,
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So don't let that really freak you out. But that was one good article I read the other week. We'll keep you up to date with the portfolio and what changes we're going to make. The actual trading that we have scheduled is going to be the first part of April. So again, we'll give you another update at around that time to see where we stand in the world at that point in time.
And if we change prior to that, we'll be back with updates. But please join us on social media. Make sure you're connecting with us there so we can bring you these market updates periodically. Also, our podcast, we're on pretty much every platform that's out there. So if you've got any questions, obviously you can email or just give us a ring. Be glad to answer any questions that you've got. But it's Brandon Rogers, Trent Bradshaw, Rogers Financial Partners, and Mind Your Money. We'll be back soon with another market update. Mind ain't clear. Hold on. Coming to you with Mind Your Money. Nah, let's do it again. Back with the market update. Mind Your Money.
Bring the information up to date. Keep there. Let me back up with that.